Greetings, BookTube. Greetings, visitors. Glad to have you all here. Glad you're here. Today, we are doing the Why Haven't I Read That Book Yet tag. And I'm Michael Romeo, and I talk about books. And here we go. So, as I said, we're doing the tag today. Why haven't I read that book yet tag? Which was created by Ollie at Criminolly. And if you haven't checked out Ollie's channel, you really need to. He's got some very clever stuff on there. Some of his content is just wonderfully humorous, and he has a great perspective on the books that he reviews. So please go check out his channel. Also, I was tagged by AJ Dunn, and that's another channel you need to check out because their content is very great, very well thought out, and there's a specialty there about thrillers. AJ writes thrillers and reads thrillers as well as other stuff, and just the presentation they bring to the content it's comfortable, it's relaxing, and it's just great to be around. So check out both those channels. You won't be disappointed. Now, as for me, oh, we got company. We got Trappist. Hey, Trappist, do you want to get on camera? No? Trappist, I have not been able to get on camera yet. I've gotten all the other dogs on camera, but Trappist. And now he's in the chair beside me, looking all wonderfully confused but yeah, content. Here's Toby behind me. I think you've seen Toby before if you've seen a couple of my other videos. He's usually my neck warmer. And I've got Tetley down here on one leg. She's a little too low to see, and also Toffee over here. TARDIS has trotted off somewhere because I scolded her. Don't know where she went, but she's pouting. But anyway, we're doing a tag. But I gotta talk about Yorkies too, right? Life with Yorkies, life with BookTube. It's a great life. So why haven't I read that book yet? Ollie wants to know. The first one is, why haven't I read a particular classic? And I went through, to get my answers for this, I went through my tablet because the majority of my books are on the tablet. I have very little physical books left. I did a huge unhaul when I made my transition to the Kindle Fire. So I've got like over 300, maybe even 400 books on my Kindle Fire. So that's just where I went to for these answers. And I went looking through the classics and said, yeah, why haven't I read The Moonstone yet by Wilkie Collins? It's supposed to be a great book. I've seen the PBS presentation, and I found it fascinating. It was a wonderful story, and it's been long enough now that I don't remember the mystery behind it of whodunit type thing. I remember there was a whodunit, but I don't remember who done it. So why haven't I read The Moonstone yet? I don't know. It never seems to rise to the top of the pile. It never seems to get noticed when I'm looking for that next book to read. And then, why didn't I read a particular fiction book? And for that one, I chose, it could have gone for classic on this one too, but this one I went just for straight fiction. It's a sci-fi story called The Machine Stops by E.M. Forster. And E.M. Forster, if you don't recognize the name, is the author of such classics as Howard's End, A Room with a View, Passage to India, Morris. Great writer, one of my favorite writers of all time. And he did this little gem back in the early 1900s called The Machine Stops. That was a sci-fi book before sci-fi was even really much of a thing. And I haven't read it yet. And he's one of my favorite writers. So why haven't I read it? So that's a good question. Again, I just think it just never gets noticed when I'm looking for a book. why haven't I read a certain nonfiction book? For that one, I chose The Glory and the Dream by William Manchester, which is a history of the United States from 1932 to 1972. That is um, the Great Depression through the Vietnam War. And I've read a little bit of it when I was very young. This book was on my parents' shelf. That's how I knew about it. And my mother loved it. She thought this book was just absolutely wonderful. And I remember reading bits and pieces of it, just scrolling through it when I was a kid. And it's part history, part political history, part sociological history, cultural history. It's got all kinds of stuff in it. Um, like one of the things that I found fascinating was during the Great Depression, um, people, in order to earn some money, created mini golf courses in their backyards and charged people, a buck or whatever, to come and play miniature golf in the backyard. And it was a way to make money. And it was something that, somebody with a little creativity was able to do in the backyard. It's full of little gems like that, as well as the major historical facts. And then there's a genre book. Well, for the fiction book, I also had a genre book, but oh well, that's the way it goes. Genre book: The Fabulous Riverboat by Philip Jose Farmer. It's a sci-fi book, and it is book 2 of a series. I read book 1 over 30 years ago, and back then, this is before the internet, before Amazon, before Kindle, before thrift books, and I could never find book 2. Book 1, To Your Scattered Bodies Go, I had gotten from the library and loved it. I read that book with my nose plastered in the binding. It was such a good book. And after a while, I just gave up trying to find a copy of The Fabulous Riverboat to continue with the series. Well, I found on Kindle a while back, just earlier this year, actually. I say a while back. It feels like a while back. That Kindle has the entire series. So I got The Fabulous Riverboat and a couple of the others that come up after that. So why haven't I read it? It's because I know I've got to go back and read book 1 again. And as much as I enjoyed it, for some reason, it just feels like going back and reading a bigger book than what I'm anticipating. I guess it's kind of weird. But I just got to get over that. Go back and reread To Your Scattered Bodies Go, which I also have on Kindle, and move on to The Fabulous Riverboat so I can just get on with this series and get it read. So that's that one. Silly, but there it is. And what's the book you've owned the longest that you haven't read? And again, I did what I have on my Kindle. And the first book I bought on my Kindle was The Beautiful and the Damned by F. Scott Fitzgerald. And like with the E.M. Forster, F. Scott Fitzgerald is one of my all-time favorite writers. And there are 3 books I haven't read yet by him: The Last Tycoon, Tender is the Night, and Beautiful and the Damned. And if I just think about it, I would read it because I want to get on and finish those 3 books, all of which I have on my Kindle. So I think what I've got to do, and this came to me just as I was doing this, so I got to thank Ollie for this little flash of inspiration that his tag gave me, is I need to make a folder on my Kindle and put in books that I want to read, including these, that get missed when I'm looking for the next book to read, and they keep getting missed, and they keep getting missed, and they keep getting missed. Just make that folder and have it my go-to folder for a while till I get these books read. I think that'll work. Thank you, Ollie. So those are the only prompts. It was a short one, short but sweet. And I've got to tag some people now. So I'm going to tag Tangible Reads. I'm going to tag Fiber Artsy. And I'm going to tag Grape Jelly Library. And as I was saying at the beginning with AJ Dunn and Ollie at Criminolly, here's three more sites, three more channels for you to go check out because they're great. Tangible Reads is a very clever channel, great approach to books. Fiber Artsy is a fiber artist, and she combines her channel with between reading and fiber arts, and it's a fun channel to watch. And Grape Jelly Library is just her name is Flossie, and she has just a wonderful personality, a great way of talking about books, and she just makes you feel at home, where you just want to pull up a chair in a hassock, put your feet up, grab a cup of tea, and just chat with her. She's really wonderful, so you need to go check out these three as well. So that's it. It's a short tag, and it was fun to do. And again, I had that little revelation on how to solve the problem and get over it. And I guess that's it for this one. As always, if you liked the video, go ahead and click like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. If you like the channel, of course. And leave comments, because comments are how I have dialogue with you guys and girls and people, and that's how we communicate, is through comments. We have conversations about the material. So have you read these books? Have you not read these books? Are you interested in these books? What books keep getting passed over by you because you just keep buying more books, or you just don't ever choose them to read for whatever reason? Which ones are yours? So go ahead and leave comments so we can have a dialogue about it. And that's it on this bright sunny morning here in Asheville, North Carolina. And look forward to the next one. See you soon.